pretend that you all sang back to me because that would be lovely, even if I can't hear you. Anyway, welcome to the, I believe, first day of online specials. Today, the plan is for us to do a lot of old rhythm work. So I'm mostly going to be showing you, and we're going to be reviewing together how to do our syncopated pattern. Now, in case you don't remember, syncopated patterns are patterns that are uneven and don't fit perfectly with the steady beat. So let's go ahead and look at some easy patterns and then we'll move into syncopated patterns slowly. I, luckily, I'm pretty good with technology, so I can show you kind of how to do this in a big picture format, and then if I want to, I can show you in a small picture format, and we can take a look up here at the pattern that we're working on. Ready? So, very first thing I want you to do is go ahead and clap and say this rhythm should be pretty easy. Go ahead and clap and say it with me. Ready? Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Easy peasy, right? This should be easy. This is something that we've done for a while, so let's go ahead and move on to something that's a little more difficult. Ready? How about this? Ready? Clap and say this pattern. Here we go. Ta, ti, 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 ta. Simple, right? Something like this should be easy. Now, it's Mrs. Thomas torture time, clearly. So we're going to go ahead and move on to something more difficult. Sorry, not sorry. Ready? Take some time to think. So far, we've only really done really easy patterns using the eighth notes that I'm circling with my cursor, and we've done quarter notes. Remember, quarter notes only make one sound, and TTs make two sounds. And the way you can tell is take a look and count the number of dots that we have. If it has one dot, and this is actually in music called a note head. If it has one note head, it makes one sound. If it has two note heads, it makes two sounds, right? So far, we've only dealt with tas and TTs, which make one or two sounds per beat. Now we're doing something like this. No, it's been a little while, but I think you can handle it. How many sounds do you think that this pattern here makes in one beat? And how many sounds do you think this pattern here makes in one beat? If you said 4 and you said 3, then you're correct. 1, 2, 3, 4 note heads on this pattern, and 1, 2, 3 note heads for this pattern. Now, take a look at the pattern. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We've counted the dots. I think we can handle clapping and saying it slowly. Are you ready? I'll clap and say it with you. 1, 2, and here we go. Ticka ticka ta, tea ticka ta. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? In case you didn't remember, that's fine. Let's try it one more time. Ready? Here we go. Ticka ticka ta, tea ticka ta. Now, remember when we say a pattern like tea ticka, it's when you take half of a TT and half of a ticka ticka and put them together. All right. I think you can handle this one on your own, right? Try it again, or not again. Try it on your own, and let's see if you can do it. I'm just going to sit here and, wait. Try clapping and saying it with me. Are you ready? Here we go. Ticka-tee, ticka-tee, tee, tee. Doable, right? Take a look at this pattern. Ticka-tee is the exact same thing before, except we took, tea ticka and flipped it the other direction. So it's the same thing as tea ticka, but it's backwards. In case you remember from when we were in the classroom, tea ticka like strawberry and ticka tea like Pikachu. So if that helps you remember, and I'm sure for some of you it does, then go ahead and use that little trick. That'll help a lot. Let's see if we can move on to the next pattern. This is where we're going to make things a little more interesting. Remember when we were talking about syncopated patterns? Syncopated patterns are uneven patterns that don't keep with the steady beat the whole time. So if I were to read this pattern for you, it would be syncopa, ticka, ticka, ta. Now to prove to you that syncopa over here, to prove to you that syncopa is an uneven pattern, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to keep the steady beat here, and I'm going to snap syncopa on my hand. See if this hand and this hand line up perfectly. Are you ready? Here I go. Syncopa. Did they line up perfectly? Let's try that again. Ready? Here I go. Syncopa. Not quite. That's why it's syncopated. The steady beat and what I was snapping with my fingers don't line up. So let's clap and say this pattern together. Ready? Clap and say it with me. Here we go. Syncopa, ticka, ticka, ta. Try it. Ready? Let's do that one again. Here we go. Syncopa, ticka, ticka, ta. I'm pretty sure that you can handle the next one without my help. Let's see if we can do it. Ready? Ooh, I guess I was a little bit tricky here. Go ahead and pause the video for a second here and see if you can figure this one out. I'll give you a hint. Look at where syncopa is. Check to see if it's in the beginning of the pattern, the middle of the pattern, or the end of the pattern. Ready? Go ahead and pause. All right, try clapping and saying this pattern with me. Here we go. Ta, syncopa, ta. If that's what you had, great. If you didn't, that's fine. This one's a little tricky. Now let's take a look at where syncopa is. In this pattern, syncopa was in the beginning. Where did it move to in this pattern? Looks to be right about here in the middle. So let's take a look at the next pattern and see where our syncopa has moved to. Beginning, middle, or end. Think about it. Pause the video to practice it, and then unpause it and clap and say it with me. Ready? Go ahead and pause. All right. Let's see if we can clap and say this pattern together. Ready? Here we go. Ticka-tee, ticka-tee, syncopa. Just like we talked about before, we have those 16th note and 8th note patterns at ticka-tee. Remember, that's the Pikachu pattern. And one day I'm going to figure out how to make it look like a Pikachu. But for now, we'll just say ticka-tee. So we have ticka-tee, ticka-tee, syncopa. All right, you've survived the first bit of torture time. I'm going to go ahead and have you look at this pattern. Think it. Say it on your own. And hit pause. If we ever are going too fast, you are always allowed to hit pause, rewind, and try it again. Clap and say this with me. Here we go. Ta, ta, syncopa. Something harder. Try it. Ready? Here we go. Ta, ti, ti, syncopa. Let's try this one together. Ready? Here we go. Syncopa, ti, ticka, ta. Don't forget that these 16th notes are going to be sometimes the thing that trips you up. For some of you, syncopa is not a problem at all, but it's that patterns with the 16th notes, those tickas that are going to mess you up. All right, let's try another one. Think about where that syncopa is. If something ever looks confusing, it's probably because that syncopated pattern moved from the beginning to somewhere else. Ready? Clap and say it with me. Here we go. Ticka, ticka, syncopa, ta. Doable. I'm going to go ahead and let you take a look at all the patterns that I have for you. In case you're sitting here thinking, oh, I remember this, that's because we've done this before in class. Go ahead and hit pause on the video, and I want you to go ahead and practice all of these, or as many of them as you can, because we're going to play our mystery rhythm game now. Ready? Hit pause and practice on your own. Good luck. All right, now that you've practiced on your own, what we're going to do is we're going to play our little mystery rhythm game. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my handy dandy tambourine that I have with me at my desk. I'm sure some of you recognize this from my classroom. And I'm going to go ahead and play a pattern on this tambourine 3 times, just like we do in class. Your job is to figure out which pattern I'm playing of all 12 of these. As I play, you should be listening for any 16th notes, so those tickas. You should be listening for where syncopa is. And you should be making sure that they're all kind of in the right order. Maybe something ends with the ta or it starts with the ta. It might even help if you keep the steady beat with some of these patterns. So I already went ahead and I picked a pattern. I have my handy dandy tambourine. I'm going to change the screen back to big mode, and I want you to listen for my instrument. Remember, I'm not going to say anything. After the 3rd time, I want you to clap and say the pattern you think it is, and I'll do the pattern with you. If your pattern and my pattern line up perfectly, that means you have the right answer. If it doesn't, maybe try again. Are you ready? We're going to do a couple of these. I went ahead and I picked a pattern already. Remember, I'll play it for you 3 times. Ready? And here I go. Go ahead and think about which pattern it might be. It's going to be one of the 12. I will never give you a pattern that is not on here. Let's listen to it a second time. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's listen to it a 3rd and final time. And if you need a couple more listens, nothing's stopping you from hitting rewind and listening to it again. Are you ready? 3rd time. Here I go. If you need to hit rewind to listen again, go for it. If not, what I need you to do is clap and say the pattern while I play it on my tambourine. If what you clap and say matches what I play, you got it right. Ready? Here we go. Did it match? Try seeing if it matches again. Here, I'll make the screen big for you. Try it again. Here you go. If you had pattern number 6, that means you had the correct answer. It sounds like this. Syncopa-ti-ta-ta. So let's go ahead and try one more pattern. And then I'm going to have you do some of these on your own. Ready? New pattern. Ignore pattern number 6. I'm going to go ahead and pick something different. Yep, I got it. Ready? 1, 2, and listen, here I go. Think about it. Listen for where that syncopated pattern is. Ready? 2nd time. Here I go. Remember, if you need to rewind at any point, go ahead and rewind. 3rd and final time. Here I go. All right, time's up in 3, 2, 1. Eyes up. All right, remember, you clap and say the pattern. I'm going to play it here, and let's see if it matches up, okay? Ready? Here I go. Did you get it? Do you need to hear it again? Let's check our answer one more time. Here we go. Did you get it? If you had syncopa, ticka, ticka, tee, tee, that means pattern number 12 was correct. For something extra, if you want to do more of these on your own, go ahead and pause the video when you can see this. Practice some more of these on your own. And for something extra, I want you to go ahead and try and write your own pattern that uses a syncopa. The only part of that that might be a little difficult is, remember, ta takes up 1 heart. T is 2 sounds inside 1 heart. But syncopa is 3 sounds that are uneven inside 2 steady beats. That's why when we say syncopa, we tap our heart twice. Syncopa. 2 beats. So see if you can write your own pattern that uses 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. See if you can do that. Maybe even show me a couple of them. Remember, I'm in front of my computer from 12:30 until 2 o'clock. So if you have any questions, message me. If you look in my welcome video, it has my email and everything. All right, toodles. See you next week, my dears.